Bill O'Reilly here, Friday, October 21st, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening this week in America. Early voting in Georgia reaches a record high. Home sales falling to a historic low. More businesses flee San Francisco. A new report names the most intoxicated towns in America. Also ahead, update listeners sound off, but first. Turnout from Georgia's first week of early voting, setting a record for a midterm election. The Peach State passed an election integrity bill in 2021. President Biden dubbed the new law Jim Crow on steroids. Why? Because it requires an ID to vote. And the progressives don't like that. Despite the data, the record-breaking early voting, Stacey Abrams claims people are still being turned away from the polls. They're not. The U.S. housing market reaching a historic low in September. Real estate agents blame stagnant sales on inflation, surging mortgage rates, and construction problems. More than 60,000 purchase agreements have been canceled. Mortgages up 10%, monthly payments up 50%. Compared to last year. Economists believe there is a 100% chance the U.S. will fall into a recession within the next 12 months. More businesses closing stores in San Francisco. At least 20 national chains have shuttered locations in the Bay Area since January, all because of out-of-control crime. Retailers leaving the city include Starbucks, Walgreens, Trader Joe's, CVS, Walmart, IKEA, Dunkin' Donuts. According to police, criminals in San Francisco steal more than $8 million of merchandise every month because they are not prosecuted in San Francisco. A report from the World Population Review ranks the most intoxicated places in the USA. Towns are judged by daily alcohol consumption, drug arrests, pot sales, and overdose deaths. Here are the top 5. Lincoln, Nebraska, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Fargo, North Dakota, Ames, Iowa, number 1, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Folks there drink 50% more booze than the national average. All I can think of is these places are really chilly in the winter. In a moment, update listeners have their say. Right back. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates are skyrocketing, as you know. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, predicting recession. So to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. You can get started with a short phone call. They will place physical gold and silver right at your door or inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Don't wait. You can call them now. 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Listeners sound off. We do this each Friday. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. First letter comes from Albuquerque, New Mexico, James. The interview with Joe Biden at the ice cream shop in Oregon, where he says the economy is strong as hell, assures we the people 100% that he is only getting the message the people in charge of him are giving him. I see it a little bit differently, James. I believe that Joe Biden lives in a delusional world. Truly lives in a delusional world. Yes, he's told what to say. Yes, he often says it, but he believes it. That's delusional. Deborah, Jacksonville, Florida. Joe Biden has a long history of lying, but his recent untruths may be something different. One of the symptoms of dementia is confabulation or false memories. Neither is a good option for the president. That's an interesting point. False memories. I had a mother who, before she died, was not rational. She had a lot of mental problems. She wasn't diagnosed with dementia, but she didn't have the false memories. Once in a while, she'd snap back, and she couldn't remember anything short-term, but she did have long-term. So, interesting. David in Long, South Carolina. Is it unrealistic to believe if Congress and the Senate go Republican, they will be able to force President Biden to open the pipeline? No, they're not going to be able to force him. It's an executive order. So Biden, first day in office, said any pipeline on federal land is shut down. Drilling for oil on federal land shut down. Congress cannot overturn that. Jeff Hudson, Ohio, during the Trump administration, the USA was energy independent. The cost of energy was much lower. Is there anything that can be done about the Biden energy policies if Republicans win the House and Senate? Well, there can be bills passed, but the president may veto them. You know, our system is checks and balances here, and that's a good thing. And finally, Kevin from Sacramento, California. Bill, through this election cycle, the one highly critical element I'm not hearing is what could occur in the Supreme Court should Democrats hold the Senate. Should a justice pass or retire, leaving the final vote to a gang of Democrats, that might tip the balance of the court. No, that wouldn't happen, Kevin, because it's 5-3 now. There are only 3 progressives on the court. So if another one is appointed, and that would be a long shot, because I think the Republicans will take the Senate. But if they don't, and another Supreme Court justice is appointed that is progressive, they'd still be in the minority by 1. Anyway, I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by putting it together. If you would like more news, analysis, honest, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. You know, if you go to BillO'Reilly.com, you'll be very pleased you did. And I also hope you consider my book, Killing the Legends. In a moment, something you might not know. Hiring, of course, should be done on merit. Unfortunately, many large financial firms are using your money to force companies like Apple and Home Depot to adopt so-called racial equity audits. Strive Asset Management believes it makes companies like those less successful. But here's the good news. It is your money, not theirs. Strive just launched the Strive 500 on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol STRV. Strive uses their shareholder power to mandate America's largest public companies to focus on products and profits instead of politics and social justice. The bigger Strive gets, the more powerful their voice will be. Text BILL to 55022 to learn how you can buy the Strive 500, ticker STRV. That's BILL to 55022 to learn how you can buy Strive today.
Investors should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses carefully before investing. For a prospectus or summary prospectus with this and other information about the fund, please call 855-427-7360 or visit our website at www.strivefunds.com. Read the prospectus or summary prospectus carefully before investing. Investments involve risk. Principal loss is possible. The Strive ETFs are distributed by Quasar Distributors, LLC.
Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 110 years ago this week, Theodore Roosevelt was shot before a campaign event in Wisconsin. Despite the wound, Tough Teddy delivered his speech with the bullet still lodged in his rib cage. Here's the story. Roosevelt served as the 26th president of the United States from 1901 to 1909. On October 14th, 1912, Teddy was stomping across the country hoping to win a third term. As he arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man rushed forward, shot him point blank in the chest with a .38 caliber pistol. Amazingly, the bullet failed to kill the former president. Teddy was saved by a spare set of glasses and a bundle of papers in his breast pocket. The assailant, a delusional 36-year-old bartender named John Schrank, was immediately taken into custody. The Rough Rider refused to cancel his campaign event. Roosevelt informed the crowd of the shooting, opening his jacket to reveal a blood-soaked shirt. Said Teddy, quote, "I don't think any of you know this, but I've just been shot. It takes more than one bullet to kill a moose. The bullet is in me now, so I can't make a very long speech, but I will try my best," unquote. While the incident galvanized the public, it was not enough to save Teddy Roosevelt's campaign. He ultimately lost to Democrat Woodrow Wilson in a landslide, 435 electoral votes to 88. With his presidential ambitions over, Roosevelt launched a series of scientific expeditions into the jungles of South America, the Amazon. He returned to the USA in 1914, died 5 years later from a blood clot at the age of 60. And here is something else you might not know. The gunman behind the assassination attempt blamed the entire shooting on a ghost. The crazy bartender said the spirit of assassinated President William McKinley directed him to kill Roosevelt. The guy was committed to a mental hospital and remained there until his death in 1943. Back after this. Bill O'Reilly here. Vidgo, VIDGO, is a new streaming service that gives you live sports and programming you want at a price you can afford. With Vidgo, I get live sports networks, including ESPN and Fox Sports, along with incredible access to college football games, with 80% of every televised college football game in the first 3 weeks of September. 80%. Vidgo also has a great choice of news and entertainment program, including The First, Fox News, Newsmax, and more. On my new weekly program called Shock and Awe, exclusively on Vidgo, I'll break down the most important issues of the week, asking bold and fresh questions and sitting down for exclusive interviews with America's top news makers. For a limited time, when you sign up for Vidgo, you can also get a copy of my new book, Killing the Legends, free and get $15 off Vidgo's premium service. So please go to Vidgo, VIDGO.com/BillBook. Sign up now. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.